You can change the, or who can change the settings, the rule set?
Hello, viewers. My name is AJS0.
Microphone muted.
I'm not good at Overwatch. Joining me here to cast tonight going to be 30 for this match between Clown Fiesta Cartel and... Oh, fuck if I know what the other team is called.
Microphone activated. Microphone muted.
Hanzo and Gretel.
What's the first team?
The left team is Clown Fiesta Cartel, KFC. Right team is Hanzo and... No, that's wrong. Left team is Hanzo and Gretel. Right team is Clown Fiesta Cartel.
Alright. They are now blue and red team to me. I will try my best though.
Sometimes we gotta just go for like the easy casting strategy of you just pick a player to focus on and talk about how everything they're doing is wrong. And then like every 2 or 3 minutes switch.
How does this work? I mean, like, will we never know what Zed is looking at?
No, we're gonna
Microphone
just hope for the
activated.
best.
Alright.
I use the third person a lot myself. Which is great because the third person is awful as a spectator, but as a caster it works alright.
Microphone muted.
Yeah.
Now entering the Temple of Anubis. Prepare to attack.
Alright, so to start here. One thing that really blows me away about this game is how shitty the spectator client is. Like, come on, Blizzard. It's 2016. Why does it not say which team is attacking and which team is defending?
Yeah, that always throws me for a loop because the colors always switch. Like, why is... I don't know. Yeah.
Why isn't red team always attacking? Why
Yeah.
isn't blue team always attacking? I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think
Also, there's no
Riot would say
replays.
about that? Oh, the replays are not a real feature, so I'm not really too upset about that.
Oh, yeah? I mean, Valve figured it out, like, 12, 13 years ago.
You can't expect... Valve is a company full of criminals.
Oh, just leave this here.
And they're all going to be going to jail very
Microphone
soon for
activated.
their complacency in CSGO gambling.
Yeah.
So please don't compare them to the moral lords at Riot Games.
Yeah, no, that's... I shouldn't. Or Blizzard. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't want to compare any of them to Valve. But, here we go. We got Temple of Anubis, and got the Baron Mercy going up top, trying to get
Microphone
that
muted.
vertical advantage.
They're just all going up there, man. They don't respect Hanzo and
Yeah.
Gretel at all here. And
Yeah, they actually
it's
rolled a
working.
double Pharaoh.
Yeah,
Jutek is playing that diva. He's out of it, and he gets stuffed by Jim on the Roadhog. Defense holds for now. They got a Symmetra set up in this small right room at the side here. TK3 on that wins and he's trying to go in. He does take out the Symmetra. Gonna ignore the turrets. He's gonna keep on marching. But his team pretty much all dead and they are respawning coming to him right now.
Yeah, here they come. UTech goes super deep. He's playing the disruptor here. He gets in the back line. He's absorbing shots, and he buys a nice window for his team to get out of that point. But Loom Martyr on Lucio goes down almost right away.
Yeah,
Tacos go boom down as well. That's no heals up for KFC. It's gonna be hard to keep pushing.
Albino Joe trying to lay down some rocket spam from above. TK30, he's still alive somehow, but he finally gets taken out by Jim once again on the Roadhog.
There's a nice res out of Failed Destiny. This has just been very good D so far out of H&G. Who once again get a pick on a Tacos go boom just for free. I feel like before I even realized that FIFA had started, one of the two KFC healers has been dead before every fight.
Yeah.
All systems checked out.
Yeah, that's just not looking good. When you're running double support, you really need those healers to stay alive on your pushes, not get taken out right away. Slows the whole thing down, pretty much to a stop. Tree is making full use of the Roadhog spam, or the Junkrat spam here.
There's a nice rock barrage out of Albino Joe, gonna get a little bit of a zone here. Now we see KFC pushing onto the point. They've got 3 on the point, but they are taking a lot of damage. TK50 gonna try going apeshit, but that is not enough. Just really uncoordinated pushes so far out of KFC.
Yeah.
I feel like they're always down a man, or they have somebody flanking too early.
You have my thanks.
But at least they're pushing them off. They're not getting completely shut off at this archway, but
So they have pushed forward, which starts.
yeah. And they have basically control of this small room on the side here by that big health pack spawn, so that's good. They can set up a sort of a base of operations from here and try to set up some pushes, but Tree blocking it off with the Junkrat trap. But there's so many members here from Blue, they're all just gonna push in actually. They're gonna counter push the push here.
But that's gonna give Chillout a chance to get on the flank, but he is going for the 1v1. Not for the AoE damage here.
Suiting up.
And
Raise my APS. Ejecting.
Hanzo ult comes through and actually take out 2 people? Was that from the ult?
yeah, it must have been.
Wow. That's
Which,
surprising.
while H&G are winning this fight, can we talk about how much I love when we blue Hanzo ults we see a red dragon?
Oh yeah. Thanks, Blizzard. That doesn't make any sense. But Blue Martyr on the Reinhardt here. He's gonna try to make a push, but he charges in, gets hooked to stop it. Whole Hawk comes out once again, and Jim stops the Reinhardt from pushing in here. TK3 now switch over to the Reaper, trying to make something happen here. There are members of the red team that are contesting this point right now.
That was the fastest I have ever seen a Reinhardt die.
How do I work the spectator client?
Alright, so we got a minute left here.
Oh, another Hanzo ult comes through.
That was not a good Hanzo ult out of Dragon. I don't know
Yeah,
what he did, but
he was really hoping for more, but when you do it so far away, it's really telegraphed.
And there's so many choke points they have to come through, and they have to kind of force their way in. You know, they don't have much time.
Yeah.
So we see Chillout once again going for the rocket barrage. He's gonna get a kill onto Jim, and we see actually a few picks. Oh, but a nice res comes out. And
Yeah,
there's
nice little
the
tempo
other team's
res.
And Lumarter dies twice in the same kill feed there. Looking like a hold out of Hanzo and Gretel. Oh,
Yeah,
there's
once-
a Tracer and a Pharah coming in on the deep flank, unaccounted
Wow.
for. Put out a little bit of disruption here. 10 seconds to go. Just
Yeah,
trying to buy some chaos for their team to get in.
Yeah, they just have to poke it down but not die here. They have to stay alive and get ready for the push. Utech dives in though.
Jack
Doing there.
He was doing Tracer things just a little
Tracer
early.
things.
But they
Okay,
did
now
buy
Reinhardt's
time.
back in the cave now. He's gonna charge under the point, but a whole lot once again comes out. TK50 has the Reaper ult going. He will take 3 members out by himself, but he has no team left. He gets chain slapped. And that's a hold for blue team, which is Hanzo and Gretel. Did they always play a Hanzo?
Kragan was Hanzo that whole game. I don't know if they always. I don't think they always play a Hanzo.
The real question is, do they always play a Gretel?
I believe they do because they've identified Roadhog as their Gretel.
Okay.
They've got some team arts by Jimbo, the team artist, of Roadhog wearing a little dress. It's pretty kawaii.
Nice. Yeah, I really wish I could vote in this. That'd be.
Mission accomplished.
I guess I
That
would
would be
mess
so
up though.
toxic, dude.
Caster bias.
I would ironically vote for who I thought played the worst of the four every time.
Ooh. I don't know, the second to last push was pretty weird for Clown Fiesta because they switched to a no tank composition. They basically just like bum rushed the point with 2 Pharaohs and a Tracer, and I just don't think that's gonna cut it with the team comp that Hanzo and Gretel was running at the time. But I mean, granted, this is a really hard point to take if done well, if done right by the defense.
And it was done very right by the defense that match.
They didn't have any builder, which is
They
refreshing.
had some
to see.
Metro for a while.
Oh, they did. Oh, right.
No,
at
they
the
had some
start.
Metro for the whole map.
They did. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Well,
she was set up on kind of right next to the point, basically, next to the road on that wall.
Okay. Well, Symmetra did work then. The Symmetra's very good on the first point here.
Yeah, I don't. The Symmetra turrets that were in the left side room, right inside the archway, those were cleared really fast early in the map. But the ones that were near the point were never taken out after that, I don't think.
Yeah. Hanzo and Gretel now, they are running a Junkrat, Tracer, Roadhog, Pharah, Reinhardt, Lucio. So actually no Mercy as the dedicated healer. They're only running a Lucio as a support. Standard 2 tank setup with Roadhog and Reinhardt, but pretty weird. You're seeing Junkrat on offense and a Tracer. No Soldier, no Reaper, sort of the standard DPS outfits on the attacking side of most maps. So maybe they're looking to just get a good flank here with the Tracer and try to annoy the defense.
Yeah,
Defense does have a Torb though. Where's he set up? He is set up kind of on this
On
right
the
side on the
bridge.
bridge. Yeah.
Pretty normal Torb spot.
Balsex, he's already made it into that left side room. Trying to take on this Mei 1v1, but that's the counter to Tracer, so she's got to get out of there. Ice Wall comes out to block it off, and TK Thrifty, he's doing a pretty admirable job here of holding this choke here with Mei.
Here comes the
Oh!
push, blocked by the ice wall. God, that makes me so mad.
Yeah, dude, TK Thrifty, he is so good on this Mei, actually. That was a fantastic, and he's just sitting in the corner freezing the red team as they come in. I'm a spectator, I got blocked by the Mei wall.
But Kragan in the middle of the chaos, they got a lot of bodies through to the point here.
Tree is alive on this Roadhog. He's gonna try to hook, misses it on Chill Out. Failed Destiny is also causing havoc on the Junkrat, but they're getting taken out one by one. Now it's only Jim trying to make the dream come alive.
Defense is winning this fight here. It's just big man Ziggy who's starting to panic because Lucio is not going to solo take many points. He goes down at the tail end of this fight.
Oh man, Ballas actually came in. I knew he was trying to run away, but he got rocketed on his way out. So good pick from Chill Out there on the Pharah.
Might say that was pretty unlucky.
Yeah, one might say that. Drake, he's got mad hops on this Junkrat. Paying a little visit on top of the archway there. Oh dude, he's just sticky, jumping everywhere. Junkrat being the most mobile champion in the game. And Jim went full ham in there, charges the Reinhardt, gets taken out because they now have a Torb turret set up on the point around a corner. So they're going to hold probably a deep defense here and let them take control of the archway.
Kragan's gonna go in and pop his ult just to take out that turret, which Lumarder gonna be able to probably set back up because he's Torbjorn.
Soundbarrier comes out?
Soundbarrier comes out, Ziggy is solo pushing for now it's him and Jim with no backup from their damage.
Yeah, there's two separate fights going on right now. They were able to take out that Torb turret though, but there's no one really left alive except for Failed Destiny on Junkrat. But he's gonna have a tough time trying to take out all of these people. The Torb turret is now set up again in a different spot. Kragan up close and personal on the Widow here. He's gonna try to get the height advantage on the right side stairwell. But Chill Out smells him out. He's looking for him.
That's a good spot.
Offense now sees the pocketed Pharaoh. They gotta try to fly out of there. Oh, but Rocket Barrage comes in and it's gonna pick up one kill, but gets taken out and traded. Utek on the Mercy gets the Temple revive, gets Chill Out back on his feet. Once again, a very segmented attack from the offense.
Yeah, that's the story of this game.
Yeah. Ooh, tree up top with the Junkrat tire. He's gonna come
that could
down.
be
He's
big.
gonna, oh, double. Oh.
Gets a Mercy and a turret. That
Yeah.
is so huge. But oh, TK Thrifty sets up a huge blizzard. That's gonna set up a nice D here for KFC, who are kind of holding in this little awkward 2v2 as a lot of people are fighting in the side room, not on the
Yep.
point.
Kragan is in here as Widow and he's trying to do damage and has a deform, but TK Thrifty, double kill for him on this main. Now he's gonna freeze down the Mad Hop and Lucio. Still a minute left here. Ball Sexy is on this Tracer. Oh! TK Thrifty with the Latan's self-ult and will stay alive. Jim is here for the reinforcements. Now red team, they're making a good push now. There's not enough members of blue team to really defend this.
This is getting one of those everyone staggers in one at a time fights. There's multiple,
Yeah.
2 down on both teams right now. As it looks like Hanzo and Gretel are making this push successfully.
Yeah.
They've got 3 on the point.
Oh, Chill
Chill
Out just
Out
trying to
does
extend it.
nothing.
Enemy Hanzo, not a friendly one. Comes in, but yeah, Telegraph steps to the side. Let's see what the defense tries to mix up here. Lumarder now on a Bastion. So no Torb, now a Bastion.
Yep, that's going to be really big because they're going to be able to play defense now.
Oh, Kragan trying to get the early pick, but TK Thrifty with the Ice Shard to the face. So they got 5 minutes here for the offense, but it looks like they're not really set up here. They're getting taken out one by one. Tree's on the side here, just spamming away, but he's not really going to get much of this. He's got to be real careful. Chill Out's looking for him. And Chill Out has found him. Tree trying to land the direct pipe bombs to Chill Out, but Kragan with the help will snipe him out of the air. There's a man advantage for the offense right now. If they all get up real fast, they can make something of this.
But they got to be careful because Chill Out does have an ult when he returns to this fight.
TK30 holding a very aggressive right side hold here. Pulse Bomb goes out, doesn't get it. TK30, Zarya shielded with the zoning blizzard. Trades his life out, but keeps the offense from making the push. Tracer ult's now down. Failed Destiny though. He's going in. He has a Reaper ult. He's doing it on the point. Salvaire came out to disengage. Zarya ult ties in a couple members of Hanzo and Gretel, but this seems to be another cap for Hanzo and Gretel unless they all die here. Chill Out does have that Rocket Rod, doing his best to try to take him out, but it's a squishy fire. He will get taken out himself, and now it's just last ditch effort. Lou Barter, Zarya shielded Bastion, trying to hold it off. Hanzo ult comes to the spawn wall. It's just total mayhem. I don't know who's winning this fight.
KFC is kind of getting bodies here. Albino Joe, stop stepping off the point, man. And Bastion's trying to set up.
Whoa. That Reaper was allowed to just walk towards the Bastion and take that feels bad. Follow Sexy, yeah, he's still alive. He's juicing out these health packs. He's just gonna be real annoying and wait for his team to make another push in. So the defense barely holds on there.
That's really impressive. That was only the first checkpoints on the point for KFC there, when I thought they were about to win the game.
Yeah. Kragan switching from the Widow over to a Genji. Let's see how that turns out. Now they're really
probably a good push. This isn't a great place for an offensive Widow.
Oh yeah, Genji ult comes out. He has the sword. He's looking for the kill. He's gonna pick up the kill onto Utek. So Mercy is down. Kragan is just wreaking havoc with this Genji sword. TK Thrifty trying to to delay his death, stay alive here. Maywall trying to block the damage, but it's looking pretty grim here for KFC. Blizzard comes out, and it actually will freeze the Reinhardt as he charges in. Hanzo comes in just for a little bit of reinforcement, but Big Man Ziggy he's trying to keep the dream alive, but he will go down. So once again, a really great push out of Hanzo and Gretel. Or no, out of KFC. Yeah, out of KFC.
Yeah, out of
but,
KFC. One thing I've noticed about KFC here is they don't know when they've lost a push. Like, Big Man Ziggy kind of goes in and gets picked off at the tail end of that. There's just nothing you're going to accomplish. You had only one teammate on the point that was like 2v5. And it feels like just a lot of their fights have kind of ended like this, where they end up losing 20 or 30 extra seconds. Because they were hoping to extend a team fight, but they couldn't.
Yeah, I totally agree. But TK Thrifty, he was doing some sneaky base stuff. He was behind enemy lines though, but he is gonna be down. Big Man Ziggy, he did rejoin the fight after getting taken out. Soundbear comes out. It's gonna be a multifaceted push in from KFC. Reaper doesn't net anything really. Jump Rattle really takes out no one once again, and Red Team is standing on this point for free right now. TK Thrifty, he's pocketed by UTech, but
that's
they
a
both
team
get
kill.
killed.
And you can only have so many good-looking pushes before one of them has to break through.
Play of the game.
Dragon with a clutch Genji switch here. Only a minute 20 left at this point of the game, and oh wait, is this the very end?
This is the very last fight.
Oh yeah, wow, taking on the Bastion. Very nice, gets the sword, just top it off, cherry on top.
Epic.
Unreal.
Good first map out of Hanzo and Gretel. Taking all 20 of the points.
Yeah, and I'm really surprised that they work, and I'm like pleasantly surprised because, I mean, myself personally, I think Mercy is so required in this game, especially on offense, to keep the fights alive. But they run a Mercy. They don't run Mercy at all. They just run Lucio as their dedicated healer. And just rally around that, rally around the sound barriers.
Mercy definitely takes a lot more coordination. Lucio takes a lot more coordination because everyone on the team has to be aware of where the Lucio is, and you have to stay near him or you just don't get healed.
Yeah.
And like when you have a Mercy where, you know, it's kind of just the Mercy's call to come seek you out and top everyone off.
Yeah. But, I mean, you do have the added advantage of being more mobile. Lucio can definitely fend for himself a little bit more. And most teams don't ever, like, I mean, Mercy has probably the biggest target on her back for a defense, but Lucio not so much, because why try to waste all the resources even though Lucio's just gonna, like, speed boost away and, like, survive. And by that time, you've already focused too much on the Lucio.
Yeah, it can be pretty rough. You know, you have those games where you're maybe playing the Disruptor and you're on the Lucio. You're like, yeah, I'm going to kill this guy. And then he gets away with 20 health and you're like, well, I can't let him get out now. And you just waste so long chasing the goddamn Lucio.
Mm-hmm.
For what? Nothing.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to Ilios next, and personally I like King of the Hill maps the most in Overwatch. I think they have the most exciting fights, and it's just like really fast paced, and there's a lot of cool strats you can do on King of the Hill. Double Winston, double Zarya, as we saw last match. You can even be really cheeky and try to run builders on King of the Hill, and if you actually do get them set up, it's a huge advantage on the point, but I mean there's a huge risk with that involved. You can run double support. I mean, really, you can just do anything you want. Just play a bunch of comfort champs, bring all the tanks, bring no tanks, and I think that's just really fun to watch. Especially a lot of these maps, there's a lot of environmental kills. On the payload maps or capture point, you don't get a lot of that. But even on Ilios, that's probably the best map to do environmental kills.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I remember the first like 2 weeks Overwatch came out. I wish there was a kill counter of how many times I got knocked down this fucking well specifically.
Yeah, the first time I played the game and Lucio moved me off the cliff, I was like so mad. I was straight triggered, and I was like, you know what? I don't think Overwatch is worth it. And
you know,
maybe just like booted up League of Legends.
You want to hear something embarrassing? The very first map I ever played, after I bought Overwatch was this map of Ilios. And I rushed to the point, and there's an arrow that says defend pointing down into the hole. So I ran, and there was a Reaper on my team that jumped in there, and I followed him. I jumped right in because I thought we had to defend something down there.
Oh, God.
Speaking of,
Whoa!
that's two!
Oh man, Roadhogs galore. How many Roadhogs are in this game right now? There's 4 Roadhogs! It's a tank battle. Ball is Sexy going in on Taco Go Boom, and Winston's gonna receive the bad end of that deal. And
Point is live, and Hanzo and Gretel once again taking control of this point. They capped point easily because KFC was just spread out. There were members of KFC in every corner of the map, but no one in the center.
oh, double Roadhog comes out. Whole hog though from Ball Sexy will stop this push in on the point temporarily. Utek with the long range from Ball Sexy, but hooking in a Roadhog, you actually want to be the second one to do the hook there. But what more environment?
We're really getting the whole hog this game. Wow.
Yeah. Tree is playing on the Spara now, along with Kragan, so they're running double Pharah, double Roadhog, Junkrat, and Lucio. See, that's the kind of crazy shit that I love to see, and Hanzo and Gretel, they're doing a pretty good job of holding on at this point. Rocket Barrage comes out of Kragan, and it will stuff out Chill
Both
Out.
of the Roadhogs. I actually really like that Rocket Barrage right there.
Junkrat Dyer solo kill on a TK50.
That's so that tilts you. If you're TK Thrifty, you're just thinking like, well, they wasted the wheel just for me.
Yeah. Oh man, Bolo Sexy. He picks off the soldier, and then whole hogs on the after he gets pulled in. That was beautiful.
Kragan gets the knock aside mine on Pharah that knocks out goes go boom Winston down the hole. That's like 7 hole kills this match.
Yeah. This is a fucking death hole, man. I never see that many. Sure, you see like 1 or 2 in your random solo queue, but this is so many so far. But it looks like KFC's not really, they don't really have an answer to this composition right now. They're kind of changing it up as they go, but they're really not getting any kind of progress here. Tree and Kragan are really just controlling the air on this double Pharah. They're basically just grouped up and targeting people out and taking them out methodically. Albino Joe gets hooked onto the side, he's dead, and 98%. This one's going to be a very easy roll for Hanzo Gretel.
This is quickly looking like the most one-sided match we've seen that doesn't involve Gryffindor.
Yeah, and especially on a King of the Hill map. Usually you see a lot of back and forth on these types of maps.
Yeah, because King of the Hill, it can be really frustrating as a player because you can have a close map on King of the Hill and lose 20-0. Which happens a lot in this league, but that was not close.
No, this was like legit 20-0. Yeah, that was just complete shutout, and I'm hoping KFC can kind of adapt and bring something crazy to the table here.
Thank you for ordering Domino's.
I don't think
Stay
TK
tuned,
gonna stick
and
with
I'll
that
show
bastion,
you.
but he's gonna stick with that bastion. That's King of the Hill bastion.
Oh, dude, I remember this guy. He showed me this. There's a good spot for Bastion set up here, but I think rolling out with the Bastion to start. Oh my God! Oh, the deep flank out of Hanzo and Gretel. They take KFC totally by surprise. The new killers for KFC, they're on the point, but they're gonna get totally picked off. Albino Joe on this Mercy. He's gonna get blown up. Blue Martyr though with a double kill on this Junkrat, he's gonna try to keep this alive. He's actually way over on the side, and he's just spamming
How
Junkrat
did that go
bombs in.
from a full team flank to a win fight
Yeah.
for KFC?
Well, that's just impressive, man. I don't know what TK50 did there. I think he might have been able to set up and get some damage down. Because he was he leading the charge? Okay, no, so this is the spot right here where TK50 is right now. This is the good Bastion spot. It's really hard to get him under the sledge here. But the thing with Bastion, you have to constantly be moving because they now know he's set up there from the ball sexy at the other side. Oh, well, I mean, I sure hope so. And Tree, he's got the flank on the main here. He's gonna try to take out TK50. He's just hammering him down.
But here comes a real flank on the TK50. Oh, Jim Bone the man comes in, takes him out.
Roadhog, good counter to Bastion, takes him out of that turret.
Oh, big gravity while on the point. That's 4 in there, but no one to follow up.
Yeah, everyone died on Hanzo and Gretel, so kind of a wasted Zarya ult there. They're trying their best to keep it alive. Blue Martyr has literally just been standing over here on this balcony, just spamming things onto the point.
Rocket barrage incoming.
On this Junkrat here, and Tyre comes out. I don't know what he's gonna try to go for here. He's looking.
He's
There's
gonna
no one
cap
on the
the
point.
but there's no one on the point.
Oh!
Well, he's gonna get 2 with it anyways. That's
Yeah.
the only healer in tree.
TK50 with the sweet feet dodges the hook out of Jim, and UTech now on the Zara. He's taking a lot of damage from BOL is sexy here. And, yeah, TK50, they see you there. Gets hooked out, but his team's there to reinforce. Someone falls down though.
UTech gets knocked off.
Oh, TK50 now he's in that ult mode as the Bastion. Tree though with a blizzard directly onto the point, freezes up TK50. Will he go down though? Onto Gretel with the resurrection. They're still 5 strong on this point right now.
My ultimate is charging.
Yeah, they've got the point, and now TK50 sitting up on the point this time.
Yeah.
Going for some more classic Bastion.
Yeah.
That
Gotta
is
move a little
such
bit.
a scary point. That is such a scary spot to be for Bastion.
Junkrat Tyre from Failed Destiny gets taken now. Big man digging with the sound barrier to try to make a push in, but he just gets gunned down by the Bastion, but Failed Destiny will follow him up and take him out on the trade. Chill out. He's on the front lines here on this soldier. He's trying to get into the back lines, trying to cause some havoc. Albino Joe, he's gonna get frozen up though. No one's protecting him. Tree's gonna take him out solo. And now it's UTech and Taco Boom. They're gonna try to do their best. Freeze out a tree to keep him alive, and his team has come with the reinforcements. Zariel comes out though and pulls in 3. It's all the support champions. Rocket barrage from the side from Reagan.
And I think that's it. Not enough people close to this point.
Oh, he did extend overtime there.
Oh, Kragan was so close to buying it. Oh, actually, just kidding. That ball died before he got to the point.
And so now it's KFC with a pretty dominating win there.
1-1.
Not as bad as the first map, but very creative tactics with TK50 on that Bastion.
Well, the funniest thing to me is that, like, objectively, that tactic didn't work. In, like, the sense of he got gived before the first fight even started. That was just a huge mis-execution out of Hanzo and Gretel to not win that fight after getting the Bastion.
Yeah. That's like in League when you bring, you know, your sick, like, level 1 fight with, like, a Blitz or a Thresh Hook or whatever, and you're, like, roaming around, and you meet the other enemy team, and that's like, yeah, that's our win condition. We're gonna find them level 1, but then you lose. And you're like, shit, maybe we didn't have the better level 1. And then it just sort of shakes your confidence from the start of the game. Oh, sniper somewhere. Who do we got on the Widow here? Got
Kragan
Kragan
playing that
once
Widow,
again.
not a surprise, one of his go-tos.
Yeah. And Hanzo and Gretel, they really make a good push, and they take control of the point before it even unlocks. It's gonna come up right now. And sometimes going onto the point first is not always the best because it sets you up in this pit that's easy to spam down. But Failed Destiny doing a good job on this Rhino shield, trying to deflect a lot of the damage. Big. Oh, he's gonna get a lot of melee damage. So Card's out to pick up anyone there. Now UTech's the last one alive from KFC in this pit.
The tanks on Hanzo and Gretel did a really good job just kind of holding all the ramps at the start there. That turned into them capping this point first, and now they're just taking advantage of the cast, getting all these picks, you know, 6v1, 6v2.
Yeah, Tree on that bridge, he just stuffed it with Junkrat.
And somebody is really deep. Ball of Sexy is behind everyone right now on Tracer.
Yeah, he is. Oh, he gets trapped, but no one's gonna follow up on the. Oh man.
That was just so sexy out of Ball of Sexy. He got Albino Joe on Mercy, then he got Lumarter on Junkrats, and he just caused panic.
Yeah.
That's really what your job is in this game, just to make the enemy team panic.
Yep. Kerrigan set up on this bench, straight in the middle, trying to get some early picks as they come in here. Failed Destiny's the only one locked up into the Zariel, but Jim with the whole hog to dispel this push once again. Ball of Sexy with a double kill on the backside on Tracer, but the Blizzard comes out at 2K50, but there's going to be no follow-up as most of his team goes down early without a fight. Chill out on this Genji. He's going to try to stay alive. D-Flag doesn't block
Here
anything.
comes a big wheel, maybe.
Yeah, and he's
Nope.
gonna try to do his best to hit Poppity out of here. He's still alive. The Genji's still alive. Take him out, but Genji's gonna get away, and he might not try to reel Ellie.
But he's drawing a lot of pressure away from the point for his team
Yeah.
to push. And
Yeah, this is
the rest
perfect.
of
Jim
KFC
missing the hook
never
though.
lied. They're fast and deep. They're jumping forward. I think they're taking control of the point for the first time.
Yeah, chill out with the sword on the Genji here. He's gonna try to take out Jim. He gets hooked in. He's gonna die, but it's gonna trade out his life onto the Roadhog tree with the tire. Double kill, triple kill.
Ripple.
Oh, with
Both
the
of support
tire.
She's gonna defeat May. Oh, and then he's gonna pick off Utech just for good measure too.
Oh, that's definitely play the game right there. Play the match.
Yeah,
Wow.
easily. That was dick stuff.
Yeah. And you always gotta keep track of that Roadhog. Oh yeah, here it is. Oh, God.
Man.
And
That was so
Oh.
close to the edges of his range too. Like, Tree is clearly a Roadhog player. You can tell with a wheel like that.
yeah. Yeah, and only members from Hanzo and Gretel here on this end screen. It seems like there's just like all of the individual players on Hanzo and Gretel can really bring a lot of carry potential to the table.
Yeah, they don't need any one player to be the step up and carry. They really all kind of take their turns. I would say Tree's probably the most consistent one, especially when he's on that Junkrat, but this is not like a lot of League of Legends teams where you only see one player carrying. Hey, Zed, I think your pizza's here.
In a game like Overwatch, it is incredibly team-oriented. It's the most team-oriented game I've ever played. Because there's just so many games where you feel like you're doing everything and then it still doesn't pay off. But when you actually do work as a team and communicate, miracles can happen. And it just kind of helps when all of the players know their roles and they do the damage and they do what they're supposed to do, because then the teamwork just comes naturally that way.
Yeah, absolutely. When you've got, when you're playing solo, you might just be playing Bastion, and you're gonna set up, you have a great spot, and then you're getting sniped, or Pharah's shooting rockets at you, and it doesn't matter because you didn't have teammates to help you out. But when you have a Bastion with teammates, like 5 more Bastions setting up the hexagon, you're unstoppable.
Yeah. But I mean, I have confidence in KFC that they're able to take this. Watchpoint Gibraltar is, in my opinion, very volatile. It's really swingy, and I don't think a lot of teams know how to hold a lot of these checkpoints efficiently. Because everyone, I feel like every team has a different idea on what you're supposed to do on this first point. Because it is just so open. There's so many angles the offense can attack from.
Yeah, this is one of those maps where I think a lot of your kind of like preset strategy goes out the window, and it comes down to just which players can step up and make more plays.
Yeah. So we have Hanzo and Gretel on the offense here. And I think they're okay, so it looks like as of right now they're gonna run double support, Field Destiny on the Mercy, and Big Man Ziggy on that Lucio. Double support works pretty well on this map.
Let's talk about KFC, because they're already out and they won't be switching. They are not running a healer.
Oh man.
Alright, let me translate that 30 groan, because I've known 30 for a long time. He puts a lot of thought into the way he groans. If you don't know him, you might not know what the individual groans mean. That groan meant that's bad. You need a healer in Overwatch. It's just at all times, you need a healer.
Yeah, unless you're running 6 soldiers or like 6 roadhogs, all like self-sustain. This is questionable at best. TK30, how the fuck? Oh my wall. Cheeky Meg wall here. I don't know if they. I assume they would have seen him here. This seems. Oh, but it pops out and doesn't see him, and he just walls it off and retreats back to the safety of his team. And yeah, I'm curious on how KFC, what they plan to do here with this no healing composition. Kraken getting the first kill here on this Hanzo, the offensive Hanzo. might I add. And Tacos Go Boom, he's gonna try to 1v1 the Kraken, but he's got the Pocket Mercy to help him out. Maybe he's just leading him on a wild goose chase, but Kraken is... Well, bam! 3 in a row! Taking out the Symmetric turret by himself. Kraken's got a flank here on this Hanzo, and Chill Out and Utex, I don't think they have any idea what's going on right now. Jim charges out in the Reinhardt, and he will take out Tacos Go Boom to start off the fight. Jim with the double kill, actually. And now it just looks like pure mayhem. And destruction really on the metal.
Yeah, you know, you can win a one-team fight with no healer, but you're not going to win 2 in a row.
No.
And that was pretty much the absolute worst case scenario for KFC there. Oh, Tacos Go Boom gets picked. And that could quickly turn into 2 points, but here's TK Thrifty coming on the flank. Yeah. He's on that failed testing, but he's going to jump away.
He's got to switch out. Okay, good thing. He switched off the Symmetra onto a Pharah. Still no healer. And that whole first checkpoint, it was just a matter of out-sustaining the defense here. Failed Destiny with a good tempo res to keep all of his members alive. Chill Out way too deep right now, but he's gonna stay alive on this McCree, and I think they're just gonna leave him be. Tree and Jim, they're leading the charge. They're gonna pick up the kills on the front side here. Loom Ardor with the Molten Core, but I don't think there's a turret with this Molten Core here.
Sometimes you gotta just get spicy.
Yeah, and
make the play yourself.
Yeah, and it's just, I mean, it's just a complete roll here for Hanzo and Gretel. No, Tacos Go Boom now makes the appropriate choice. They pick up a Mercy.
Alright,
but
so
you gotta wonder if it was maybe too late.
Yeah. Ooh, there's a big TK Thrifty.
Oh no! They got knocked out just a tiny bit, and Jim with the counter. Reinhardt ult. Hammer down, and what looked like an awesome engage. They were slightly knocked out of the blizzard set up by TK Thrifty. Would have been a 4-man freeze there, and Albanjo, now he's playing a Hanzo for himself. His Hanzo ult goes through, but doesn't really pick up anything. And it's still a really strong push here for Hanzo and Gretel. There's just no stopping him at this point. KFC though, they are alive, and they're right outside this door that's gonna open up right now. And it's really tough to try to hold this open point here.
They're setting up some kind of flank here with Soldier up in the ship. No one, KFC is, sorry, Hanzo and Gretel have abandoned the payload.
Yep.
But they are slowly getting the picks here.
Yeah. Kraken and Tree sniff out that flank from Chill Out, and they take him out. And Kraken's now on the Genji. Tree on the Pharah. It's a really high squishy DPS score out of Tracer, Pharah, and Genji for Hanzo and Gretel, and they're just running those solo tank with double healers. So so those 3 just stay on the point, while the other 3 just push out and do a bunch of damage and get picks where they can. Albino Joe staying alive here, but he's gonna get pulse bombed by Ball Sexy, and that's what I'm talking about. Takes out the Sorcerer before the payload can even get in range. TK Thrifty with the big zoning blizzard, gonna try to take out Jim, but he's a tanky Reinhardt, and he will get taken out. Yeah, and Tree once again just taking out so many people on this Pharah. No, they don't really have an answer. They don't have a soldier. They have a McCree that is his game, which is good against the Pharah. But I don't know where Albino Joe is on this McCree. He's got to try to take out Tree. McCree's got to take out the Tree.
KFC has been switching characters so many times throughout this game too, and sometimes that's a sign of like you're adapting and that's a good thing. But when you're switching characters as often as they have had to in the second half, you're just throwing away ult charges and not accomplishing anything.
Yeah.
And
oh man,
that was,
hammer down.
I think the final pick. Yep, that's gonna be a win. Just super dominant out of H&G there. And you know, before that map, I was thinking. The problem with KFC is they come in, they have kind of a plan at the start of the game, and then once things kind of fall apart, they don't know what to do.
That was the opposite.
But that game, yeah, they didn't even have a plan to start with.
Oh, let's break it.
Wait, what? Did the hammer down actually knock them out of the blizzard? I don't think it should have. It should have just brought them down. That's really. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, actually, so on Reinhardt, if he charged, that would have done it. That would have knocked all of them a little bit out of the range of the blizzard, because that was a perfect setup. That would have been easily a team kill, team wipe for KFC. But I mean, aside from that one like perfect scenario that if it went their way, they would have held on. It still wouldn't have mattered. I don't think they had any chance of pulling that defense out.
Prepare to attack.
Yeah, they're down 50-10 on
Oh
points
yeah.
for today's series.
Oh yeah, dude. This Blizzard. See, this Blizzard made the game Overwatch with the idea of no hero limit in mind, and you have to wonder if this was ever done in their internal testing.
So, I have one huge problem with this actually.
What? What? How? This is perfect. There's
Yeah,
literally
you're
no
right.
counterplay.
I would love to see Lucio and 5 Winstons. You know what the problem is?
Hmm.
You don't hover that until the defense is out of their base. I don't know if anyone's ghosting, but in this league you have to assume you're being ghosted at all times. And if you're going to run something... Like, it's one thing if you're running a really generic strategy that's just going to kind of work in all situations, but it doesn't really matter too much if you get ghosted. But this is 5 Winstons in the Lucio. I know you and I, we would definitely change our plans if we saw that.
Probably, and especially I would switch off the Widow and.
Why, dude? Winston's really big. That's like the highest amount of surface area you could possibly have to snipe.
That's true, but when 5 Winstons hop onto you as Widowmaker, I mean,
Nah,
Double
dude,
Winston was the first counter to Widow. When Pro Play started, when the game came out, Double Winston was the answer.
Dragon's gonna be a body shot assassin. You watch.
I mean, if Double Winston was the counter to 1 Widow, you have to imagine what 5 to 1 Widow. And I mean, I'm sure there's a fanfic out there. It's gonna be pretty gross here. They're coming in. It's one of the apes. Dragon instantly gets taken out of his crow's nest up top, and the bubbles come out. The bubbles come out. The 5 Winstons are going strong onto the payload. G-Tech is the first ape to fall down, but Blue Martyr doing his best to try to keep his ape friends alive. And they do it. There's 3 members dead for Hanzo and Gretel.
Stop me if you've heard this
They
one
really
before.
went ape shit there.
Oh my god.
And
that
now,
worked so well, actually.
Yeah, no, that was perfect. They set up some nice bubbles. They got on top of everybody. And now we see 2 Reapers coming out of Hanzo and Gretel.
Yeah, that's the counter though. See, Reaper is a tank killer. He is the best at taking out tanks in this game, and I don't know if it's gonna be enough. I think you might need to switch to 5 Reapers to take out 5 Winstons, but
Well, they won this fight. There are only
Yep.
2 Winstons remaining, and they are going down fast here, I think. Joe's gonna take his time here.
oh,
He's
chill
gonna,
out.
he's gonna really take his time.
Yeah.
He's actually gonna buy the other Winstons a chance to return here.
Yeah. Oh, Kragan, but on the Reaper, he's not getting answered though. The Reapers are in the back line. Ball second. Oh, it's so much Reaper damage coming out from Hanzo and Gretel, shredding the Winstons down. Blue Martyr trying to sound barrier just 1 ape. Where's the value in that? If Utech is the solo ape, and I don't think he's gonna find a way out of this. He gets hooked in, and just like that, like in
There's
that
3
one
more
incident,
Winstons coming to charge the point.
like in that one incident, the ape goes down because the kid fell in or whatever.
Kragan is playing this so deep. No, he is going to be punished, actually.
Yeah, now the Winstons are all together once again.
That's 2
Martyr.
Winstons ulting, knocking people off of the points.
Oh, Jim is totally cornered here in this Roadhog, but he's gonna take out 1 Winston, and now he's got the whole hog going. Albino Joe with the Winston ult, but there's no one there to follow him up. He's pushing into his death.
I thought that was going to be a 1 fight between Winston, but they spent so much time zoning people off the cart, they didn't have any bodies left to keep on the cart. They actually could have had a pretty
No.
substantial push there.
Yeah, here we go. I was gonna say, I think it's maybe time to switch it up. They baited out the 2 Reapers. You can't keep running huge tanks into Reapers, but they just run different tanks. They got 5 Reinhardts now, but Kragan
It's a
is-
lot harder for Reaper to bust those shields than
Yeah.
to kill a Winston.
Well, I
And
think
here
they're just
comes
gonna
this
try to
guy.
melee their way to victory here. Kragan, he is in the backline. He is on Reaper. He has his ultimate. Is he gonna try to jump in? Is he gonna try to Reaper ult here? It doesn't matter. Tree with the big tires gonna take out Reinhardt onto the payload. Kragan. The Reaper ult was just too late to do damage because everyone was dead.
He actually got 2 of the kills there.
Oh, he did?
So-
Oh, okay. Yeah, well then, good. Good job. And man, this is getting desperate for KFC. They think the adaptation right now is just to swap out one Reinhardt for a Genji.
They
Reagan
actually
is
had
still
Genji in
alive.
the last fight. The last fight was 5 Reinhardts and a Genji, so they swapped out a Reinhardt for a Lucio. Genji must be an integral part of this plan.
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna doubt them.
Oh, but Kragan and Ball is Sexy, they're once again unanswered. Kragan is just literally sitting in the back lines of this KFC team. Same with Ball is Sexy, and they just get off so many free shots on Reaper. Like a tank just melts. There's nothing you can do against that. Now there's a torture set up on the second level here. Rhino shields are pretty good counter to the Torb. I don't know what the plan is here, Bronson. Credo Utek's trying to 1v1 Ball is Sexy on the Lucio.
I love the sounds of the Reinhardt charge, and you have to look in every direction to see where they're all coming from.
There's so many hammer downs, man. The thing is, though, the hammer down, and there's no follow up on the hammer down because they don't have range. They don't have guns. The Reinhardt's slide past each other, but I mean, they're really just dead bodies to pave the way.
This'll be cool.
Like, what the hell? And now, yeah, tanks are so last here. It's gonna be double support with 3, nope.
3 and 3. They're taken to the skies. They
Yep.
were playing the weekly brawl. They really liked it, so they're gonna bring it take to the skies to the BOL.
So I guess every Pharah gets their pocket medic, so that's pretty cool, right? Everyone
Yeah.
gets a medic.
And everyone can fly. Until 2 of the Mercies get picked there by Kragan.
How is Reaper in range to kill these people that fly?
Kragan might not be playing Widowmaker, but he's a Widowmaker in his heart, and that's all that matters.
Oh, they're finally, like, I mean, Kragan is just doing an outstanding job on this Reaper. Finally, he gets taken out. I mean, he should have been taken out a long time ago if Hanzo or KFC actually had any kind of coordination.
Yeah, Kragan's been really good this game. I haven't had much of a chance to talk on it because it's been a clown fiesta, but
To the extreme. I mean, I guess KFC is really delivering on that point. Tree hopping up once again on this Junkrat. He is just hopping everywhere. Ball is Sexy with a triple kill off the Reaper ult. And oh man, they're not even getting anything. You feel like you would bring out cheese, right? The defense doesn't know, and you round the corner with said cheese.
Don't say they're not getting anything. They got 2 points. They got the first point of this map.
With one cheese comp though. All these other cheese comps are not. Oh my god, I'm triggered so heavily.
All right, here comes the Blizzard boys. I think they're gonna just build a wall to slowly advance here. One wall at a time, all the way to the cart. And Reagan is in this backline here. He's gonna try to take these nades out. I don't know how it works, but it's working. This is really hard to spectate around these ice walls, guys. You have no idea. But
yeah, we can't go through Maya Wall. I don't know if anyone knew, but spectators, we get blocked by geometry. I know, it makes no sense. I guess no it's not a technology in Blizzard Land. And talking about Blizzard Land, what do you think about that 6 May attack here?
they got,
No, this is,
I believe,
nope.
2 points off this map, so
Nope.
I would call it a success given how the night was going.
Okay, yeah, okay, sure.
Would you rather lose
Play of the game.
60 to 10 or 58 to 12:30? It's simple math.
You got me, dude. Logic prevails.
We're gonna.
Jim just casually sidestepped the right. And he sidestepped another! Dude, Jim is really good at Roadhog. Who is this guy?
Jim?
Oh, Jimbo?
Jim Bone the man, dude.
Oh, man, dude.
He's just a small town man.
Yeah, no, he's really good on that Roadhog. He played Roadhog, I think, pretty much every map. Not exclusively. I
A
think he
little
was
bit of
on.
Reinhardt. You may have watched
Yeah.
him charging way too deep when he was doing that.
Yeah, but for the most part, he was on the Roadhog through thick and thin and really delivering on hooks and just staying alive because Roadhog can do a really high amount of damage if left unattended, and that's kind of the beauty of Roadhog. What is this? What do we got going on here?
I'm just gonna start playing games. It's over, boys. Turn the stream off.
Oh yeah.